What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including huge surprise returns at the Royal Rumble, Big E comments on wrestling return, Randy Orton no-shows an event, Bayley breaks character on Michael Cole, Jinder Mahal finally breaks the streak, the cover stars for 2K24, a huge Rumble tease, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, Wrestlelamia.com. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at another big return happening at the Royal Rumble. It looks like a top superstar could return at this Saturday's Royal Rumble. No, we're not referring to Naomi, but Latino World Order's own Rey Mysterio, who's been sidelined since undergoing knee surgery. The WWE wrote the master of the 619 off TV by former LWO member Santos Escobar, attacking him after turning heel. But now PW Insider reports that Rey is expected back for the Rumble. However, it's unknown whether Rey is cleared to compete, so he may show up to remind Escobar he hasn't forgotten about Santos' betrayal. Next up, a former WWE Women's Champion appearing in the Rumble. Fans could also see the return of Divas Era Champion Michelle McCool. Wrestling News reported, it should be noted that The Undertaker and Michelle McCool are also be expected at the Royal Rumble. Regarding Taker, he's there visiting, while it's possible McCool is a surprise entrant like last year. While some fans disregard the Divas era as more than style than substance, there were some very talented performers during this era, and Michelle McCool was always booked as a top star. The Divas Search winner would go on to hold the Women's Championship, become inaugural Divas Champion, and then later unify the Women's Championship and Divas Championship. She's no stranger to the Women's Royal Rumble and has appeared in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble and appeared in the 2022 and 2023 Rumbles. In fact, she surprised the WWE Universe when she was seen in the crowd at last year's Rumble, only to enter the ring as she was announced for the competition. Next up, Big E comments on wrestling return. Now, is Big E returning to wrestling following his broken neck he suffered back in 2022 after Ridge Holland accidentally dropped him right on his neck? Big E recently spoke with TMZ Sports saying, "I don't have a timeline, unfortunately, but thank you for asking." Big E's neck injury was no small matter, as he could have lost his life following the accident or suffered paralysis. His return has been slow, and the New Day member has been taking things slow as he continued physical rehabilitation and consulted with medical professionals along the way. He told TMZ Sports, "I just want to make a smart decision. I didn't start wrestling to end up in a wheelchair, so I want to make sure I'm just making the best decision for myself." These comments follow the news that the New Day will appear on WWE TV this week for the first time since Big E's catastrophic injury. Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E are scheduled to appear on WWE's talk show The Bump, and some fans believe Big E might announce his return to the ring. However, that might not be possible. Big E has recently discussed the very real possibility that his wrestling career may be over and that he's not looking to jeopardize his health or even his life by stepping back into the ring. At 37, he's already accomplished much in wrestling, including a run as WWE Champion. Do you think Big E will ever return? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Randy Orton no-shows event. Where was Randy Orton? Well, that's a question some fans attending the WWE's live event in Montgomery, Alabama were asking the Viper, who failed to appear despite being advertised. Ringside News reported that Orton, who was scheduled to appear in Seth Rollins' place after the WWE reportedly pulled Rollins due to a rumored injury, wasn't at the show. While Orton fans, not to mention Seth supporters, may have been disappointed, they did have Cody Rhodes fill in, so it's not as if WWE had Apollo Crews take his place, and no offense meant to Crews, but there's no word on why the Viper didn't make the show. But this isn't the first time that fans have had to endure the dreaded card subject to change without notice scenario. Next up, Bayley breaks character on Michael Cole. Now, how does Bayley feel about longtime WWE announcer Michael Cole? Well, Cole seems to be Bayley's favorite target when it comes to heaping ridicule, and she recently explained why she started verbally abusing Cole during the pandemic. It was just a weird time. A lot of stuff was on the fly and we kind of just had to fill time. So a lot of that just came from like, okay, well, it's awkwardly quiet in here. There's only one person in this arena and it's Michael Cole, so he's getting it. It's just random things like that that make you really think on your feet, which is fun. As for how Bayley really feels, she opened up telling Under the Ring podcast, honestly, he's the greatest at what he does. He's done this for 25 years? I can't imagine, and being able to be consistent with that, he did 2 shows every week. I get tired doing one. I'll give him all his flowers and his respect and all that stuff. Wrestling's role model also praised her teammates in Damage Control and explained how happy she is to see wrestler Dakota Kai and Io Sky finally getting time to showcase their amazing talents in front of the fans. I mean, I love it. I don't just like it, I love it. I was actually thinking about this a few days ago that I was going to make this big old sappy post about it, but I'll share it here. I just think it's insane that the group of women that I have in this group, in this faction, it started out with Io and Dakota obviously, and it's two women that you didn't get to see on the main shows. They've already shown that they can do it, especially Io being the champion right now. What do you think about Bayley's work helping damage control? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Jinder Mahal finally breaks his streak. The former WWE champion recently earned a World Heavyweight Championship match on Raw, as well as some favorable publicity thanks to a tone-deaf tweet from AEW President Tony Khan that garnered plenty of fan support from the universe. But now there's more good news for Jinder and his fans following a recent live event. Ringside News reports that Mahal defeated Ricochet at a live event, a momentous occasion as it marks the end of a 1,870-day losing streak. The last time Jinder Mahal secured a victory at a house show was on December 7, 2018, where he defeated Kurt Hawkins, Heath Slater, and Rhino in a fatal four-way match. Notably, Mahal experienced a losing streak, losing over 60 matches during the period between that victory and his recent win. Jinder Mahal's career has been in a slump ever since he lost the WWE Championship, but it now looks like he may be getting a renewed push. Would you guys like to see Jinder get a push? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Cody is a cover star for WWE 2K24. That's huge news for Cody Rhodes, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley, as WWE 2K24 tweeted the news that the American Nightmare will be the cover star of its upcoming 2K24 video game. But that's not all. The company also revealed that Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley will share the cover of the game's deluxe version. What's even awesome is that Triple H actually managed to get all three together, thinking that they were just in for a general photo shoot, but then he revealed that they were all going to be on the cover for the new game. And 2K's latest video game is scheduled for an 8th March release, 5th March if you get the deluxe edition, and 40 Years of WrestleMania edition. That's definitely the one I'm getting. Obviously we can't cover much in this video, but be sure to check out Wrestlelamia for our entire coverage of it dropping shortly. Are you planning on getting this one? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, why AEW removed its ranking system. If you're wondering who the top ranked wrestlers are in AEW, you won't have to wonder much anymore, as AEW is reviving its controversial system. AEW President Tony Khan recently informed that the ratings are coming back to AEW going forward starting this month. AEW kept track of wrestlers' win-loss records and ranked them against one another, giving fans an idea of where wrestlers stood in terms of getting title shots, at least that was the idea on paper. However, the ranking system didn't seem to work out as planned, as TJR Wrestling pointed out. This was believed to be a part of the sports-based presentation in the company, but they proved controversial as not all wins were created equally, and not every top contender found themselves in title contention as storylines took over. While there may have been some good reasons for retiring the ranking system, Bryan Alvarez explained that a certain straight-edge superstar was behind the ranking system's retirement. Bryan Alvarez explained, "Do you know whose idea it was to get rid of the rankings? I was told it was CM Punk. He talked to Tony into getting rid of the rankings. Do you think the rankings were a good idea or a bad idea? Let us know in the comments down below." Next up, what's next for Gable Steveson? The news that the WWE intends to have Gable Steveson work SmackDown shows on a regular basis has some fans wondering if the Olympic gold medalist will be promoted to the main roster soon. Steveson, who hasn't exactly been embraced by the universe, recently worked a dark match where he was heavily booed. A recent report from PW Insider states that Steveson is merely being given time to get comfortable working in front of live crowds and that there's no plans for him in creative yet, including any plans for him to show at the Rumble. And finally, a huge Royal Rumble tease. Last but not least, congrats to the Royal Rumble for getting its own custom emoji on X and former WWE superstar using it to hint he might be at the Rumble. WrestleFeatures tweeted, "The Royal Rumble hashtag now has its own emoji." The 10 emoji caught the attention of former WWE superstar Ty Dillinger, who recently ended his run in AEW as Shawn Spears, and replied with the eyes emoji, hashtag 10. Could he make a return at the Rumble? Would you guys want that? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.